Development Committee. My name is Yukile Sugimura. I'm the chair of this committee, and it is now 11:30 a.m. exactly. Today's an exciting day. We all received a copy of the administration's version of the fiscal year 26 budget, and it's now dig-in time for all of us. So this meeting today is about the dig-in time that we're going to be doing, as well as to look at Bill 18, which is the salary for the Board of Ethics and hiring their ED. Welcome, and first I'd like to call on Chair Lee.
Ohayo gozaimasu. Aloha kako, Chair.
Ohayo gozaimasu. Next we have Vice Chair Member Kama.
Aloha kakahiaka Chair and Ohayo gozaimasu.
Ohayo gozaimasu. Member Paulton.
Aloha kakahiaka and konnichiwa.
Almost.
It's a little late, Ohio.
Konnichiwa is noon, getting there. Next we have Member Johnson.
皆さんおはようございます。いかがですか？ゲームは元気ですよ。
Are they here? I don't see them here. Are they here? I don't see them here. Committee staff, we have Lei. Committee staff, we have Lei. Oh, they're all online. Okay. Oh, they're all online. Okay. Okay. All right, thank you. Committee staff, we have Lei Deneen, Council Services Assistant, Peter Hanano, Legislative Attorney, sitting right here in the front. Legislative Attorney, sitting right here in the front. Kirsten Sabato is our legislative. Did you want to testify when we take up the item? I'm sorry, Mr. Lilly, or did you want to testify 3 minutes now? Can you hear me?
Mr. Lilly, we see that you're unmuted on our end and on your end, but for some reason we can't hear you.
Can't hear you. Oh, okay.
Mr. Lilly, perhaps you could try and calling into the meeting instead, and we might be able to hear you that way instead.
Can you give him the number? Okay. Our staff is gonna give you the number, Mr. Lilly, so you can testify. Members, Mr. Lilly is part of the Board of Ethics and testified before us when this item came up to be placed on the charter. So I wonder, since he's having connectivity problems, can I establish him as a resource, and then we can figure out his connectivity and take it up when we do the bill?
No objections, Chair.
Okay, thank you. In the meantime, Mr. Lilly, our staff will assist you.
Chair,
Yes.
we've posted the testimony, the call-in number for phone testimony in the meeting chat. So Mr. Lilly, you can refer to that to call in.
Okay. Okay, so I'm going to move on. Is there any other testifiers?
Chair, no one else indicated they'd like to testify at the beginning of the meeting.
Okay, so members, I'm going to proceed. I'm going to close public testimony at this point in the meeting and accept any written testimony with your permission. Thank you, members. So the first item on our agenda is Bill 18, establishing Section 2.56.080 for Maui County Code to establish a pay scale for the Board of Ethics, BFED 25. This is the first item on our agenda, and last election, county residents voted to amend our county charter to authorize the Board of Ethics to hire staff starting July 1, 2025. We have been requested to take swift action so the board can begin recruitment. Assisting us with our discussion today is the Managing Director and the Director of Personnel Services. Cynthia Porter, you want to come down here, as well as Mr. Nishita? I thought I saw Cynthia here earlier. Thank you. Oh, is she online? Okay. let's see. I'll be asking for opening comments, first from the Managing Director, Director Nishida, as well as from Personnel Services, and then hopefully we'll hear from Mr. Lilly. Mr. Nishida, welcome.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, members. Long time no see. Good to see all you folks again. I'll just offer some brief opening remarks. As you noted, the charter language was passed in the last election, requires the salaries of the staff of the Office of the Board of Ethics to be established by ordinance. So that's why we're proposing this here today. You'll see in your budget packets when you finally have time to go review them, that there are positions being requested in the FY26 budget for Board of Ethics. And the first three positions we put into this ordinance to establish the pay scales. How we came up with the pay scales for the positions is we utilized existing pay scales that we have through our union contracts. So we have like-for-like positions with administrative assistant and investigator positions that we have as civil service positions. And so we're asking the council to consider pay scales that would be comparable to that. And then the executive director position, we provided the pay scale that is equivalent to our EM8 positions, which is the highest civil service positions that we have in the county. So that's the rationale that we have on the pay scales that were identified. The Board of Ethics does have the position posted right now for the executive director. They can probably clarify when the time comes for their remarks. But the last I heard, I don't believe they had received any applicants to date. In part, I would assume, or possibly in large part, due to that we're unable to advertise a salary for the position at this time until it's established by ordinance. So I think that would help with the recruitment efforts. The office itself, you'll see in the budget, is falling under my department to be administratively assigned to. And we can get into that later too if needed. So that would be kind of just brief opening remarks. The timeliness for this is so that we can get a pay scale set so they can start advertising that with the ongoing recruitment and hopefully be able to collect all the applications, interview, and then make a selection before July 1st so that the individual selected would be able to give notice to their current employer if that's so the case. And we can get this office up and going by July 1st. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Director. Next, we have opening comments from Cynthia Razzo-Porter.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good morning, everyone. I am here available to provide a resource and to answer any questions that you may have. I have no opening comments.
Okay,
Thank you.
Thank you very much. And I see that, Mr. Lilly, you have your hand up. You can press *6 if you would like to. Okay. Mr. Lilly, please give us your opening comments.
Aloha kakiaka. I want to thank the council for sponsoring this charter amendment that was successfully voted in on. It is critical that we have this full-time staff, and the charter, I know, set a cap of the salary of the first deputy court counsel. We have advertised for this position, and the board has established. By the way, I'm the vice chair of the Board of Ethics. We've established a PIG to interview applicants, but as far as I know, there haven't been any. And I think that until we have the salary schedule set so that we can advertise, it's going to be difficult to get applicants. But once we have that salary set by the council, I think then we'll have applicants and we can move forward. And we hope to have someone sooner rather than later, which is July 1 is the date. So we really look forward, and thank you for your kokua.
Thank you very much, Mr. Lilly. And so at this time, we have no other resources, just Mr. Lilly. So members, do you have questions for the resource?
Chair, apologies, could we do a last call for
Oh.
testimony
Okay.
after opening
I
comments?
thought we didn't have any testifiers. Okay, do we have any testifiers for this item before we go into questions?
Chair, no one else has indicated that they'd like to testify on this item, so we'll do a last call. If there's anybody who would like to testify on this item, please identify yourself now. We'll do a countdown. Oh, on Teams, you can do that by using the raise hand function. Here's the countdown. 3, 2, 1. Chair, no one has indicated that they'd like to testify on this item.
Thank you. With your permission, members, I'm going to close public testimony and open and receive written testimony. So at this time, I'd like to ask members if you have questions. It's echoing. I guess we're fine. All right. So Member Kama, do you have questions for the resource?
I do, Chair. I think probably, Mr. Nishita. So the salary for the executive director has to be between 110,000 and 157,000. And it says Unit 13 EM08. So I guess that's the union that they would, you're gauging it based on union wages, right?
Thank you, Chair. I believe the charter amendment itself specifically calls out that these positions would be exempt from civil service, but we wanted to have some kind of rationale on the range that we're providing to council. And so the EM8 classification was kind of the closest comparable we could come up with. It was something that council's already familiar with.
Oops. Okay. Do you have any more questions?
Yes, so do other jurisdictions have paid staff for the Board of Ethics?
Chair, I'm sure people can clarify me if I'm incorrect, but I believe the state of Hawaii and city and county of Honolulu have ethics commission staff. I'm not aware if any other county does, but I don't know if Cynthia or Mike, if you guys have any additional information.
I can
Mr. Lilly.
share with you that the Honolulu Council has had full-time staff since 1984, and the State Ethics Commission has full-time staff, and that's been long-term. And I don't believe the other counties have full-time staff.
Mr. Lilly, do you know if the salaries are comparable?
I don't know offhand. I'm sorry.
Okay, thank
It's
you,
been a
Chair.
while. I was on the ethics. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Are you done?
Yes.
Okay. Chair Lee, do you have questions?
I'm done.
No questions. Member Paulton, do you have questions?
Yes, can my camera be unmuted?
Oh. Got that? Okay. They are working on it. I don't see you on. Oh, there you go. You have a question?
For Miss Razzle Porter, have you seen the position description and minimum qualifications, and is it in line with an EMOA?
So the PD that I reviewed establishes that for the executive director, it shall be an attorney. Let me read it out to you, which is what we're posting. Typically, our attorney positions are not classified, so they don't have an EM8 ranking. I think as Josiah shared, they kind of wanted to align it with, a salary schedule just to, as a starting point. But the qualifications for the position, let me find that piece of paper here. It shall be a graduate with a Juris Doctorate degree from an American Bar Association accredited law school, a licensed attorney, and member in good standing of the Hawaii State Bar.
So for a 12-year salary, what's listed in our book would be like 105,000, and is that, you don't know if that's comparable to what we're paying our deputy corp counsels?
Our deputy corp counsels are paid
More.
between 104, starting 104 to 162.
Okay. And the investigator one is also comparable to,
The investigator, yes.
and
to
and
what
is it a
we're currently
specific
paying our
position
investigators.
description? Do you have a copy of the position description for a Board of Ethics Investigator 5?
Let me see. I think that's what they say they needed, so I don't know that we've actually reviewed the position description that is, will be in existence.
And Chair, if I may, just real quick, I think what the board's plan was to do was to get hired the executive director and then work with the executive director to make sure that the position description and any required qualifications was, included as a part of that discussion with them. I think they didn't want to just go out and determine everything without having the leader kind of in place.
So I guess
That's right.
the only question is, why are they all 8 months salary?
Are you talking about in the budget? You're not talking about the ordinance itself?
Yeah, because if we're gonna hire the executive director first, I would imagine the secretary and the investigator would be like maybe 1 or 2 months behind.
Thank you, Chair. I have to check with Budget Office, but I believe any of the new positions that have been put forward, I think they're putting that kind of generic timeline on it, with the anticipation that some of the positions you're going to face some problems hiring and whatnot, and there'll be some savings.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Member Johnson, followed by Member Cook.
Thank you, Chair. My question has been answered.
Thank you. Member Cook.
Thank you. Well, I'm excited that this is being funded and that the board is going to be full-time to be able to answer citizens' concerns, address citizens' concerns, and address the issues promptly. So I don't have any input on the salary range, but I'm just glad that this is happening. That's all, Chair.
Okay,
Chair, point of information.
thank you very much. Member Paulton.
I did see Steve had his hand up. I don't know if that's Mr. Sturdivant, and if you would like him to be a resource as well.
Is Mr. Sturdivant on the call?
Chair,
just Steve.
we do see an individual connected to the meeting as Steve, but we're not sure as to his full identity. If you're all right, Chair, we can make him a presenter and see.
Yes, could you bring him in? Mr. Sturdivant, he's, yeah. So you're the chair, right? Of the commission. Can't hear you. We'd like to bring you in as a resource. Can you introduce yourself? Members might have questions for you.
Chair, we see another phone number connected. Perhaps that's Mr. Sturdivant. He's also calling in, so we've unmuted the other phone number as well. Hopefully that helps.
And then he has to press like something,
Star 6. Can you press star 6?
Yes, I think I'm live now.
Okay, can you introduce yourself, please?
So, yes, I am Steve Sturdivant. I'm the chair of the Board of Ethics, Maui Board of Ethics. And I have a question regarding the salary that's being posted. We don't have any salary right now, so it's hard to really attract people to the actual application. But if we do, settle on on a salary now, can we actually, if it doesn't attract somebody, can we actually add to it later, or is this one and done type thing?
So this is the range, we're establishing the range that you can, or personnel service can help with hiring this executive director, and it's 110, 500,000. Oh, I need to designate you as a resource, Mr. Sturtevant. Members, is that okay?
Sorry.
Okay, so you're an
Yeah.
official. All right, so the range that that is being recommended, who wants to speak about it? Do you want to speak about it, Mr. Managing Director?
Well, Chair, I think the essence of the question is, can they come back to council to ask for like increasing the upper limits of the range or whatever the case is if they're not attracting individuals? And I think the short answer is yes, we can propose something to council if there's problems in that area, although they will be limited by, the charter specifically calls out limiting the executive director's salary to no more than the first deputy corporation counsel. So there will be an upper limit there.
Correct. Did you hear that,
Okay,
Mr. Sturtevant?
so that's, yes, I did hear that, and that answers my question. So I think it'd be good if we can post that as soon as possible if you do come to an agreement today. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. So that's what we're trying to do today, which is expeditiously support your action for both you and Mr. Lilly. Next, we have Member Johnson. No, I'm sorry, you already done. Member Uhu-Hodgins.
Thank you, Chair. I do have a question. I'm not too sure who can answer this, so happy to take who's ever answer. But for city and county, their county employees can call the Board of Ethics for real-time advice on if they have some sort of dilemma. Is that something we're going to have as well? And if so, how can that advice be actionable?
Mr. Lilly or Mr. Sturtevant?
Or managing director, whoever. So if I was let's say an employee and something was happening to me and I didn't feel it was right, and I called and asked for advice and they said, do it or don't or whatever, how do I ensure that that employee doesn't face any potential backlash and that their advice can be actionable? Maybe managing director can answer me.
Okay.
Yeah, so Chair, I mean, ultimately, we will defer to the Board of Ethics on this and how they want to set up the office. But my understanding from initial conversations with them was that regarding like the executive director position and whatnot, that there would be a way to like utilize this office to help filter concerns or complaints that are coming through, to maybe do some, initial groundwork or investigation into them, to maybe come with some determinations for kind of, I don't want to say like low-level offenses, but
Sure.
Maybe things that aren't, rising to a bigger issue or whatnot, to be able to get like, quicker dialogue and quicker communication with individuals corresponding to the Board of Ethics. And then, the executive director and their staff can make formal recommendations to the Board of Ethics, who, as you folks know, are a volunteer commission that, I think generally only meet about once a month. So I think that additional assistance will get information and communication flowing a lot better between
Good.
themselves and potential complainants.
Good. I'm happy to support this. I just, we have an ED. Well, we will have an ED, which I'm stoked about. I just, I would love to see that we have real-time advice so we can address some real-time dilemmas in the moment, and we can probably save us a few lawsuits we have in my committee. Thanks.
Thank you. Mr. Lilly has his hand up also. Mr. Lilly? Oh, we can't hear you. You need to star 6 to unmute, maybe? Can't hear you.
Apologies, Mr. Lilly, we can't hear you in the chamber. We do still show that the phone microphone is enabled on our end. You'll have to hit *6 on your end to unmute. Nothing yet, Mr. Lilly.
Okay. All right. There are two issues here. We recently changed our rules so that our legal counsel can give real-time ethics advice by a phone call or an email, and you can do that now. And Caleb Rowe has been giving informal legal advice, and once we have a full-time, that executive director of legal counsel would continue to do those kinds of informal advice, and people can rely on those in going forward. And the only caveat is that the council has to have some confidence that it believes what we would rule on, and then then the legal counsel reports to us what informal advice has been given, and that's going on right now. And anytime you have some urgent thing that you want to clear up now, you can call Caleb, and then later when we get executive director. The second issue that you talked about is investigations. Investigations are really hamstrung because we just don't have staff. But once we have staff, they will be conducting investigations independently of the board and moving forward. And that will expedite investigations going forward, and then they would bring any claims before us that needs adjudication. But you're going to see a lot more responsiveness by the board with this full-time staff.
Thank you very much for that answer. I'm so happy to hear that we have that available to our employees now. I do trust Mr. Caleb Rowe's advice, so I'm stoked that he's the one providing the services. Thank you so much, Mr. Lilly.
Thank you very much. Member Sinensi.
Thank you, Chair. Just a couple questions for Director Razo Porter. If the department will be doing the recruitment, and where would you be doing that recruitment? And also, who would the board be part of the hiring process? Do they have a process to follow? And that
we're doing it.
The board will be doing the hiring?
Yes.
Thank you. Yes. So we are currently recruiting for the board, the executive director. As Mr. Lilly and Mr. Sturdivant noted, they haven't received any applications, probably because there's no salary associated with the position. But yes, we will work with the board, to help promote their positions, and, kind of get that started for them, whatever help they need in the process. We're willing and able to assist.
Thank you.
Great.
I see Mr. Sturdivant has his hand up. Please respond. Mr. Sturdivant, can you hear us? Your hand is up. Did you want to say something? *6.
Okay, so I just want to thank you for, hello, this is Steve Sturdivant. Are you able to hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes. Okay. All right, good. So I just want to thank Cynthia Porter that she was able to get our job posting up. And, I'm going to be looking at the resumes and as they come in, and I will be collecting them, hopefully, and be able to do some research on them so I can present them to the board so they can look at each individual and we can make a decision as a board on the executive director. And the same with the other positions that come up. If the executive director picks an investigator, then we would be a part of that hiring process also. So yeah, we do want to be hands-on in that, and we appreciate any type of help that can come from the county as far as getting the word out, that we can add somebody to our staff.
Thank you.
Just
Thank
a
you very much.
follow-up for Director, would you be using different types of websites to recruit?
We can. I mean, traditionally, we recruit on NeoGov, governmentjobs.com. We've used LinkedIn. That's, it kind of depends on the position. We kind of evaluate that. But in this case, I would think LinkedIn might be another good place to conduct a recruitment.
All right, great. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Member Sinensi. So it sounds like you already have incorporated these positions into the new budget, Managing Director. Is that correct? Okay, and for the full year. It's not like,
Yeah, I mean, full EP, but I think as Councilmember Bolton noted, with 8 months funding for each position.
okay. All right, and sounds like timeline, you're already working on this and it's in process, and you just needed this one segment in order to then attract some candidates, possible candidates. Thank you. So I guess the important question is, how will this improve your Board of Ethics in terms of services and the ability to manage inquiries? What is the process utilizing this staff?
So the process, can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, this is Steve Sturdivant. Yes, it will improve our process. And so, as long as there's not anything that's really, we don't like this, in cases where it becomes difficult for us to really prosecute as well as adjudicate, then it gets to be a problem. But, and we've ran into that recently a couple of times. And so that's where it runs a little bit hard to do our job, is when we have to do both jobs. So this will help us to be able to hear the issues and be able to adjudicate the issues. That's what the board's all about. And so when we can't do all of it, so we're not very efficient at it. So, and we're all, volunteer. So it would be best to have the staff so we can do a better job at taking care of the issues that come up.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And members, does anybody else have questions? If not, I will call for the question. Call for the vote. Okay. So thank you very much, everyone. Members, I will entertain a motion to recommend passage on first reading, Bill 18, 2025, entitled A Bill for an Ordinance Establishing Section 2.56.080 Maui County Code establish pay scales for the Board of Ethics, incorporating any non-substantive changes.
So moved.
Thank
Second.
you. Member Cook, and second by, who was the second? Member Kama. Thank you. Any discussion? Seeing none? Okay, all in favor, say aye. Raise your hand. I guess we have 8 ayes. Member Paulton? Okay, 8 ayes, 1 excused. Member Rollins Fernandez. Motion carries. Congratulations, and thank you, both of you, for all your hard work to make this a reality. Thank you, Managing Director. Appreciate everyone. Okay. So now we have the second item on our agenda, which is just talking about next steps forward. We all received the mayor's budget this morning, and I just wanted to go over under Rule 7B to talk about proposed fiscal year 26 budget for the County of Maui. And this is the final item. It is now 12:07. Did you want to take a little break, or shall we just continue? Continue? Okay. And this is the final item on our agenda. As we prepare for deliberations, I wanted to thank you for your feedback and willingness to make the process more efficient. I'd like to also review the approach we plan to take with department presentations with the goal of streamlining our meetings, reducing redundancy, and keeping the focus on the fiduciary responsibility. So I want us to focus on the budget and not necessarily, I think all of us had, or some of us had the departments coming before you, so you'll know like how many employees or whatever, which is current. And then we had questions that we have now sent out to all the departments in the new fiscal year budget, which kind of digs into some of the details that we often ask the departments when they come to us. So that is the purpose of why we are talking about this now. I'd like to open it up for public testimony in case there is any.
Chair, there's currently no individual signed up to testify on this item. If there is anyone who'd like to testify, please identify yourself now. Chair, there's an individual approaching the podium.
Okay. So members, do I need to read the passage about public testimony? I think Mr. Law comes to us very often that he probably has it memorized. So I'm not going to read the long description of what public testifiers need to follow, but if you could say your name and
J.C. Law.
Okay.
Kula
3 minutes.
Waikoa Ahopoa'a. And all I would like in this budget to see is a cardboard dumpster at the Kula Community Center. Mahalo.
Any questions for the testifier? See none. All right, members. So now at this time, I'd like to start on our discussion on increasing efficiency. Oh, I'd like to close public testimony. No objections. I want to start with some discussions on budget review, and staff is distributing. Did you distribute? Yes? An example page from the proposed fiscal year 25 program budget depicting major changes to the Department of Prosecuting Attorney's budget. I'd like to recommend members to refer to pages like this in the program budget during your review and focus on these major changes to the budget instead of minor adjustments. In turn, I also ask that we use our meeting time to also focus on these broader changes instead of smaller ones, and I just wanted to know your thoughts on this. So in your program book, this is an example. If you look on the pages of what is provided by the administration, and it is in there for every department, and it talks about changes greater than 10,000. It'll bring up EPs and any kind of equipment changes or whatever, and it's tied to the detailed budget. So what's in the program budget is consistent with what is in the detailed budget. But this is a summary. It's a tool for you to use. And as you're looking at it, anybody have any thoughts? I see none. Okay, Member Johnson. Then Chair Lee.
So if I get this correctly, the changing of tax tier rates must be submitted to this committee by Tuesday, April 1st?
That's further down.
Oh, okay. No questions this time. Thank you.
Yeah, we made that for you, by the way. Okay, I meant the tax thing. I don't mean the program budget thing. Okay, anybody have any questions regarding the use of the program budget? Okay, that's going to be available for every department, and you can look at that as a tool for the toolbox. Chair Lee.
So this sample is what we would follow.
Oh, this is mine. Okay, thank you. Go ahead, sorry.
Okay, so you're giving us this sample
Yes, a sample.
to follow.
Yeah.
And then are you recommending that we all use the program budget and not the detailed budget?
No, you can do whatever you want. This is just showing you that what is in the detailed budget, what you're looking at is a summary. So it says changes, additions, or deletions that are greater than $10,000. So it's a tool for the toolbox. You can go through the detailed budget, you can do all of that. I'm just trying to figure out how to.
Oh, did you folks go through all the 1,000 pages and make the changes?
No, that's from the administration.
Oh.
The administration gave you this morning every department has this, but I'm just giving you an example. In this case, we looked at prosecuting attorney, and it was in the fiscal year 24 budget. So it's an example of what is in fiscal year 24 budget. But if you pull out the program book that you got from the administration this morning at 10 o'clock, you'll find similar general provisions for each department.
Okay, so this is a summary
Yeah.
of changes.
Right.
For every major area
Yeah,
per department.
right.
And the budget office did all of that for us?
Yes.
Wow.
And
Okay.
they do it every year, and it is
But somehow we don't follow it.
yeah, so it's a document.
So you're saying this is a tool in the toolbox we
Yes.
always had
Yes.
that you're hoping we'll follow this
Yes.
year?
And members, remember,
But who picked the 20,000? Before it wasn't 20,000.
it's 10,000. It's greater than 10,000.
Oh, I thought you said that we were going to go for a change in 20,000.
No, okay, if I said that, I was mistaken. It's 10,000 as is stated in this
Oh,
document.
10,000, okay.
Yeah. It is a reference that we can use, so when we talk about budget. And what my office did was we said, listening to all of you, that you don't want to spend Saturdays here, and you don't want to be here till midnight. And so how can we make ourselves more efficient? And the way that we came up with to make ourselves, us, the council members, more efficient is use tools that are available. And this is one. This is just a summary. And then you can look at the detailed budget to find out what this is all about, right? So this is one tool.
Oh, okay, can I ask one question?
Yeah.
Okay, doesn't necessarily prolong our meetings. It's those long, long questions and whatnot.
Okay? Going.
You get into that?
Yes.
Okay, very good, thank you.
So all of you, right, and thank you very much, Kristen and James and staff, because all your questions have been submitted to the departments. The same questions, right, that we ask all the time, and we asked you if you wanted to add more questions. And I think only member Kama added more questions, but everybody else took it as is. And the departments will be answering that and sending it to us. What we are going to be doing from OCS, as the responses come back, it'll be placed on Granicus as a response to that particular item in Granicus. So the questions will be one, and then following that, they'll insert the answers so that you'll see the answers from the department as you have requested.
Okay. Thank you, that makes me very happy.
Yeah, yeah. So those are the questions. What did you say, Member Paulton? Oh, you didn't ask me to bake cookies. That'll be even harder. Yeah. Yeah, you cannot eat chocolate, Joe. Okay, so, a second on the pretzels. I'd like to also draft a letter to the budget director requesting the departments to focus their reports on what has changed in their budget instead of general operational details, right? So I want us to, if we focus on the budget, our meetings will be faster, I think, right? And if we read all their questions and answers, and we read all their answers, it'll take us exactly where we need to be. And I also would like to encourage the departments in this letter we're going to send to them is to not require PowerPoint presentations, unless if you all want to have a PowerPoint presentation.
I think that's an excellent idea.
Okay,
Excellent.
So
I hate when they give us PowerPoint presentations when it's right in the book. They do that all the time. I don't know why. I mean, they think that well, I guess they don't think very highly of us.
Oh, wait a minute. Okay, so again, they're going to answer all our questions, which everybody had a chance to add more, right? And since all of you are returnees to this term, I think you're very familiar with the budget process, and the faster we can, or more expeditious and efficient we can be, then you will not have to come and work on Saturdays. As you know, our budget calendar has time reserved on Saturdays in case we never finish. But I'm hoping we don't get there, and I hope that we can finish our daily budget deliberations early enough so you can go have dinner with your family tomorrow, which was your request last year, and April 1 for your birthdays, Nohe. Okay, so any thoughts? You're all fine, right? All right. All right. I wanted to also, I also wanted to know rounds of questions. Do you think one round of questions, 3 minutes each, will be kind of enough?
Depends on the department. We don't even need liquor department. I mean,
That was going to be one of my questions. You answering another one of my questions.
we're there.
You're there, we're there. So, all right. So to that then, questions, is it 1 or 2 rounds and 3 minutes? It'll be depending on the department. Member Paulton?
We might need
I'm
like
sorry.
3 rounds for mayor's department, but okay.
Okay. Member Kama?
I think we're going to have to need more than 1 round of 3 minutes, because I think sometimes when the discussion gets to the other end and it spurs something about a question that you have, then you might want to ask that question. Because somebody on that end spurred your thought processes.
Okay, very good. So we'll leave that open depending on the department. Another thing is I just wanted to remind everybody that when we do the office of the mayor or whatever department is on the calendar, the next morning, if you still have questions, please submit it to staff at staff.bfed@mauicounty.us by 9 o'clock in the morning. So it's on the sheet, but it's what we did last year. So basically, if you have more questions that were not answered, please send it to BFED staff in writing. And then we'll reach out to the department. I'm sorry, what? Remember, staff.bfed@mauicounty.us. Okay, that's clear, right? And then the next question, I think you answered it. I wanted to know if there are any departments that you think we may not need to hear from. I believe that the departments are starting to reach out to my office regarding what their new budgets may be.
I don't think we need liquor or county council.
Okay. Go ahead.
I think we
Chair
need
Lee.
county council because we need to make changes.
Okay. So only liquor. Is that the only department that you think we don't need to hear from?
I would like to see us spend very little time on the departments that are self-funding, like water or wastewater and
For
like
those
that.
segments. Okay. Chair Lee.
I don't mind wastewater, but I certainly want to talk to water.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, so right now we only have liquor. Is that right? Oh, you don't want to talk to wastewater? Well, we're going to get a...
What about East Maui Water Authority?
Okay. Any others? East Maui Water Authority members? We do not have to hear from East Maui Water Authority, liquor. I want to hear from wastewater. Okay. I'm going to delete those 2. Did you get that?
Could we say like which ones we feel might go faster and which ones might go slower?
Sure.
Okay.
Which one
For
may go
me,
faster?
I was gonna start with the slower,
Okay,
and
you
then
go slower.
everything else would be faster. So, parks, public works, human concerns, mayor, managing director. Slow.
So, I want to say, you said human concerns. I'll add housing. Anybody else, members? Okay, so are you assuming then everybody else will be faster?
That's kind of my assumption.
Okay.
But I mean, I'm open to other people's feedback if they want more time with any department that hasn't been mentioned by me.
Okay, so these are slower, right? So, finance, personnel, parks is slower, water is slower, East Maui Water Authority is out. Let's see, fire, public safety is gonna be faster, right? They're not on the slower. DEM, planning, agriculture, they're all fine? They're faster, okay. Prosecuting attorney or EV resource,
I think faster, personally.
faster, okay. Management, including Office of Recovery, that's gonna be slow.
Yes.
That's not in units. Okay. Human concerns, we have that on the list, and housing is on the list. Transportation, that's faster, right?
Yeah, for now until the CDBG kicks in.
Okay, Public Works, that's slower.
Chair, I don't think we need to hear from the auditor either.
Oh, okay, we'll take out auditor.
Can we, though, to clarify, when we send you our department questions, they will still respond. They just don't need to come before us. We will get our answers, if any, through correspondence, to written correspondence. Okay, good.
Okay, very good.
Thank you.
Okay, and we have.
Chair, apologies, could staff request like a really brief recess, like 1 minute?
Sure,
Anything for you, Jean.
12:30, 12:25. Okay, thanks for the brief recess. So I would like you to consider this. Instead of us coming up with a list today, I think we kind of have an idea of the departments we probably don't have to dig into that deeply. But we haven't had the chance to look at the budget because we just got it. So what if we do this? This came from staff. Instead of us, and we probably come up with a very similar list, but look at your budget this week, and on Monday, come back with a list of those departments you think you do not need to spend so much time on. I am particularly interested in where the DR funds are going to show up in the budget. I haven't had a chance to look, and all of you haven't had yet, in the CIP or wherever the action report is taking the county, right? So there's some really important actions or, actions.
They won't turn in the final draft till April. March 31st is the deadline for comments. So they turn it in to HUD, and then HUD has 45 days to get back. So it might not be during this budget process that we find out.
Oh, interesting. Makes it even more interesting. Shirley.
But if you look at the chart in the action plan, you can see that most of it, 900 million, is going to housing, and then 300 to infrastructure, and so it's only like five breaks, pie sections. So it's and then. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be settled for some time because they have to agree to it. And right now, the big thing is when we approve the administrative costs. So, yeah, I don't think it's going to...
87 million or something.
Yeah, so I don't think we're going to see that breakdown too soon.
Okay. Lots to learn. But at your request, administration, they probably offered first, is that the reports that they give regarding the DR funds, we will receive a copy, Chair, through your county communications, and I'm going to schedule it so that you all can look at it and we can, make sure that we have the progress that we need. And we have 6 years to spend the DR funds, but there's also the state revolving loan funds and the, other funds that are coming with this. So it's not only the HUD, CDBG, DR funds. There's lots to it. But anyway, Member Sinensi.
Thank you, Chair. You did mention the additional, are we receiving the revolving funds? Is it Appendix B also today?
Well, what do you mean?
That additional, the binder?
The bills. So you're looking for the bills. And we haven't. So when I left my office to come to this meeting, we hadn't received the bills yet. Upstairs, Leslie Milner said they were waiting for David Ross, I think, to sign off on the bills. I'm not sure. Is that correct? Do you have any update on that?
Chair, yes. So the bills have made their way to the county clerk's office at this point. So they're in process. Admittedly, we haven't. We have to go through the direct referral process to bring them into committee, and we'll be able to do all of that once this meeting concludes.
And then, Mr. Kruger, what about district copies?
Are you referring to like the program budget copies for each of the residency area offices?
Yes.
We are already in possession of the binders, so staff will be reaching out to coordinate the delivery or to give those binders out to the members.
Okay, thank you.
That was fast. You mean all the copies are made?
Not all the copies. Specifically for the residency area offices, we have, I believe we have budget office provided those copies, but the other extra copies that the members will having, those are being created.
Okay. Very good. So next, I would like to also discuss using a template that is drafted and was passed out to you for your priorities. The templates would streamline information gathering for staff and enable a quicker return for the compiled data. So it is this one, this document, right? So it shows put your name in, budget bill proposals, residency area 2 proposals, countywide is 5, and grant conditions are 2. So, okay, Got it? So use this form so that it'll be easier for the OCS staff to compile it and come up with their list. So it's due, does it have the due date on this? Due date is April 17th at 9:00 a.m. for these priorities. Do you see that? It's on this sheet. I'm sorry, what? It's due April 17th, 9 a.m. Remember, Shirley?
And do you have one like this for the district?
We can make one.
Oh, you're going to make one?
Yeah, we can make one, just so that it's easy. And all of you should have received from OED a list of your current priorities, and I don't know if there's a status of it.
Yeah, they did.
They did, okay.
They did
So
that, thank
that was
you.
helpful.
Yeah. So when do we get to talk about raising that district allocation?
When we go through budget. So you're talking about instead of 140,000, you want
Yeah.
to raise it? Okay.
Yeah.
We can talk about it, not now, but we can talk about it. That will be one of your priorities.
Huh?
Is that one of your priorities?
Of course not. That's for everybody, so it cannot be my priority. How can that be
Countywide.
my priority?
Countywide.
Yeah, she's just trying to delete it, you know. Okay, you guys are my witnesses. Thank you.
Okay, so you got the template, yes.
Can we do this digitally?
Yes, staff, please answer.
Oh, yes, Chair. So we just distributed it physically for the members' convenience,
Okay.
but we'll provide the digital, it's an Excel
Okay.
document.
Thank you.
Thank you. And then can you make
People's
one for
handwriting is
the
horrible.
district priorities also? Okay, very good. All right, so I'm going to put this aside. We're done with that. And staff is going to create a similar form that you can submit regarding the district priorities, the residency area, 140,000 at the moment. And so the last thing, well, that's not the last thing. I think you may remember that last year when we were discussing real property tax rates and tiers, that there was some discussion from the community as well as from members that actually wanted to change what we already had published and submitted to the public through Maui News. I guess it wasn't Maui Now at that time, but through Maui News, and we weren't able to change it. So we wanted to talk about this early on and look at any suggestions that the members may have to propose any ranges, right, is ranges to be considered. And please submit this to staff by April 1. Got it? Okay. And last, we have a simplified version of the budget session calendar. Did we all get that? Did it come out? Is that this? We're using this format. Okay, so same format. But basically what we did was we took all the departments and the schedule, and we took off the internal ones that we have to file for first reading by this day, or we have to do Maui News posting. We took all of that because that's OCS staff, so you can see how hard they work just to get us to where we want. But this document then has just departments and highlights. So you can look at this generally every single day, so you can tell which department we are talking to, as well as we don't have the budget, the residency. Oh, here. And on the back side, it has which residency area meetings, starting from Upcountry all the way to Makawao on April the 15th. And due dates, department questions on 3/31 to 4/3, due at the departments that are being discussed during that time period is discussed on March 28th at 4:30, and all other departments March 31st at 4:30. Got it? So look at the back of this. It has other deadlines that are relevant to everybody. Proposals, RPT ranges, April 1st at 4:30. OED residency area grant conditions, 4:15 to 4:30, April 14th at 4:30. And all other priority proposals, April 17th at 9. Okay. Got it. Yeah? And that's it. Do you have any questions, members? Do you have any thoughts?
I have a thought.
Yes.
I have a suggestion to the members. It's less taxing if you attend from your house online. So like if you're really tired and you can't come to Wailuku, please don't come, okay? Because you just, if that's going to cost us meeting on Saturday, it's better you stay home, relax, and take it easy and still be with us online.
Okay, that's her perspective.
Yeah.
All of you are welcome to be here. You're so funny, Shirley.
No, I meant it.
So you notice that this is my experience of being online. I'm trying to get your attention. It's very different when you're online versus in person. So in principle, I try to be here online. I try to be here in person because then it is easier to, communicate and, you can read the body language of your fellow council members, which is another part of communication that gets lost online. Chair, Member Paulton.
And we can mob the resource during recess.
Correct. Okay. Any other comments? Oh, this is great. Okay. Member Johnson.
Chair, I want to say this is my 5th budget. Some people have been at this a lot longer and some people not so much. But one of the things that I do when I reflect on our budgets is it works well when this is a framework and not just so hard. There are going to be times when we don't agree, but maybe somebody thought outside the box that didn't really follow this suggestions. So I think if we come in with that attitude, members, we'll go really smooth. Yes, Chair worked hard on this procedure, but let's work together and not, let's help each other, and it's for our community. So I just want to say that I tend to bend some of the rules processes a little bit.
We noticed. Just kidding.
So don't hate on me.
Okay. Anything else? Oh, Member Sinensi.
Thank you, Chair. And one of the things I look forward to is visiting all of our constituents in your district, the different districts. So I'm looking forward to hearing from our communities. And of course, so I know it's a big ask or going through to the different districts. So just make sure that everybody's well hydrated and healthy for the tour. Thank you, Chair.
Okay. We'll always wait for your food, Member Sinensi. Chair Lee.
Yeah, I just wanted to add that, following up with what Member Johnson said, it's actually much more gratifying and satisfying as council members when we work together as a team. Like if we hit a bump in the road and everybody puts all their minds and efforts to fixing that problem, that's way more satisfying. And I hope we take that attitude to every meeting. Thank you.
Cooperate and communicate. Okay. So my staff is telling me to remind everybody on Monday in writing, if you could submit what departments you think we do not need to hear from after you review the budget. So this is new. I know we already decided next week, Monday, we'll hear from all of you after you have time to review the binders that you received today. And then which departments you think we do not need to hear from, and maybe which departments are lots of information that we still need, that we definitely will spend more time with them. Okay. Anything else, members? Did I miss anything? Okay. Thank you very much for working hard on all of this to get us to this moment. And we have a lot of important work ahead, and I look forward to working with all of you. So at this time, I'd like to defer this item, and with no legislative action, and we will be in budget mode forever, until the ending of April. This meeting is now adjourned.